Okay, so this TrumpCoin coin, it's
Yeah.
been
It's out there.
it's been making some waves lately,
Absolute.
to say the least.
Big time.
You know, we've been getting a ton of
Yeah.
Reddit threads about it,
Lots of buzz.
and everybody seems to be trying to
Right.
wrap their heads around this thing.
What is going on?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
You know, we've got our fluent in finance,
Of course.
finance folks
Digging into
talking about all the, financial ins and outs,
Yeah.
our moderate politics, trying to stay neutral,
Right down the middle.
and then core politics and for centrists, just
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
buzzing with opinions.
Lively discussions for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this.
Let's break it down.
First things first.
Okay.
What is a meme coin, and why are so many people
Right.
raising their eyebrows at this?
Okay, so imagine
Yeah.
you take the stock market, right?
Okay.
But you inject it with a heavy dose of internet humor and speculation. That's basically the meme coin world.
Okay. So it's not.
Yeah.
It's not your typical investment.
Right. It's not.
You're not buying shares of Apple or something.
It's not like buying Bitcoin either, right?
Bitcoin had a vision.
Yeah.
It got a whole decentralized finance, a purpose.
A whole philosophy behind it.
Yeah. This
seems to be more like
hype.
just pure hype and hope for
Quick profit.
a quick buck.
Yeah. Get in, get out. Hopefully make some money.
I was going to say a lot of the Redditors that you send over
Yeah.
are comparing this to like Tulip Mania.
Oh yeah.
The lottery.
Class.
Even a game of slapjack.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Slackjack.
Which is kind of
That's a good one.
I thought that was a really interesting analogy.
Because it really highlights
Yeah.
that key point, with slapjack.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be the fastest.
Yeah.
You got to grab that pile before anybody else.
Yeah.
It's all speed and luck and
Yeah. That's kind of what we're seeing with meme coins too.
right, just hoping
Just
to
to rush in,
ride that wave and then get out
ride the wave, cash out
before it crashes.
before the inevitable crash.
Which brings us to the
Which brings us to
big scary term that everybody's using.
oh yeah,
The rug pull.
the rug pull. Yeah.
What exactly is that?
So a rug pull is basically when
Okay.
the creators of the meme coin, they kind of artificially inflate the price,
Okay.
and then suddenly
So it looks like it's worth something?
they dump all their holdings. Everybody else is left
Yeah.
holding these worthless digital tokens.
Oof.
Yeah.
And TrumpCoin seems to be raising.
Yeah. This one's
You
got
didn't-
some extra red flags
Red flags than your average
than your typical meme coin.
meme coin.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, a big part of it is because of who's behind it.
Who's behind it?
We're talking about
Oh yeah?
CIC Digital LLC,
Mm.
an affiliate of the Trump organization.
I mean, they're no strangers to
Right,
branding
right.
Trump steaks,
This is not their first rodeo.
Trump fragrances,
They've got...
even those digital trading cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Remember those?
Those were something else.
They were something.
But this feels different,
This feels,
doesn't it?
the stakes are higher,
Yeah.
and there are some specific concerns.
Yeah, what about this?
Trump crumpy coin
What are some of those?
that are making people nervous.
Like the fact that a single wallet
Yeah,
reportedly holds 80% of
Yeah.
all the Trumpo coins
it's a big one.
out there.
Yeah, we're seeing that in
Yeah.
a lot of these Reddit threads
Yeah.
you sent over, and it's been highlighted
Yeah.
by CoffeeZilla.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of his stuff.
He does some incredible.
He's like the Sherlock Holmes
Oh, that's a great
of
use
meme coins,
to put it. Yeah, he's
uncovering all the shady stuff going on.
digging deep.
Yeah.
And in this case, the evidence is pretty compelling.
So 80% in one wallet.
That basically implies that one person,
It really implies
probably Trump himself,
a single entity, potentially Trump himself,
Yeah.
has massive influence over the coin's price.
and there was a quote that I saw.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Ocean Breeze 871.
Okay.
He said, if you're not a whale,
Ooh.
you are their exit liquidity.
Wow.
Which is just a
Yeah.
very blunt way of saying
Yeah.
that if you're not one of the big players,
You're just
fuel.
fuel for their profit.
Yeah.
It's a stark...
And it's so different from
Yeah.
someone like Jimmy Carter, who
Oh, wow.
sold his peanut farm
Interesting comparison.
to avoid any appearance.
It highlights how much...
Give up times will change.
Yeah,
Jeez.
expectations around ethical behavior have
Yes.
really shifted,
It's very-
especially when it comes to
Yeah.
finances and politics.
Finances and politics, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of politics,
Oh, yeah?
TrumpCoin seems to be dividing people along.
Predictable lines.
Predictable lines.
As you might expect.
Unsurprisingly, the
The left-leaning.
The left-leaning subreddits are seeing this as just blatant corruption.
Corruption.
Maybe even a scam targeting
supporters.
Trump supporters.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of talk about,
Yeah.
the potential to be used for
what?
Accepting bribes, laundering money.
Oh, right. And those concerns are heightened by the timing
of the
launch.
It launched.
And coinciding perfectly with his second inauguration.
And the value surged.
The value surged overnight.
Led
to a lot of speculation that it was calculated to capitalize
on that political moment.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And on the other side of the spectrum, the right-leaning commenters seem to either be defending Trump or expressing disappointment.
Okay.
But with a healthy dose of...
What about ism?
What about ism? What about Hunter Biden?
What about Hunter Biden?
What about Nancy Pelosi?
What about Nancy Pelosi?
It's a classic deflection that we see all the time.
Yeah, it's like...
But what about this other thing?
But those people are bad too.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to kind of shift the focus away from the issue at hand.
Yeah, avoid the issue at hand.
Yeah, what I find fascinating, though, is this irony that's pointed out in some of the more conservative subreddits.
Yeah.
They were really critical of J.D. Vance, right, for promoting a similar coin.
Right.
But now they're suggesting
that he should be in charge.
Of financial regulation.
It's
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You were just bashing him for this very thing.
It's why...
It really makes you think.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
About, consistency.
Consistency and where people stand.
And what drives people's opinions.
It seems like this Trump P coin is really forcing people to kind of...
To really grapple.
Grapple with their beliefs about...
Finance.
Ethics. And ultimately who they trust. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Who do you trust these days?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
And it's it's shaking things up. It's exposing
some real
vulnerabilities in our systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this brings us to
the big question. What does this mean for you?
Yeah, what does this mean for
the listener?
Yeah. This isn't just some abstract financial news story.
This is real.
This has the potential to impact everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
In one way or another. So let's talk about that.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
If a president can leverage their position to potentially profit from something like a meme coin, it really raises questions about, where the lines are drawn when it comes to financial markets.
The lines are,
and political ethics.
It's like something out of Black Mirror.
Right.
Reality itself is a meme.
It's getting hard to tell what's real anymore.
But the consequences for people putting their money into this are very real.
That's why it's so important to understand the potential for manipulation within the crypto space.
Because
unlike traditional markets, crypto operates in a much more decentralized environment, which can often be opaque.
Which makes it easier.
It's easier for people to exploit vulnerabilities and take advantage of investors who might not
be as savvy.
See what's going on.
Yeah, and we're definitely seeing that skepticism
play
out in these Reddit threads.
The Reddit threads, people are pointing out
people are like
the anonymity.
Yeah, the anonymity.
This lack of transparency.
Yeah.
And how easy it is.
For insiders to just pump and dump.
Yeah. And they're right to be cautious.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential for things to go wrong.
Especially if you're not.
Especially if you don't.
Aware of the risks.
What you're doing, right.
One user.
Yeah.
In our Fluent in Finance.
Okay.
Compared investing in meme coins.
Oh, interesting.
To playing slapjack.
Slapjack again.
With your savings?
I love that analogy.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
I think it's pretty apt. Yeah. Because slapjack...
Because you're just...
It's a game of...
speed and luck.
You're trying to react faster than everyone else.
So that's almost like a game of...
And meme coins.
Musical chairs.
You're hoping to be quick enough to cash out before the whole thing collapses.
When the music stops.
Somebody's left holding the bag.
And in this case...
And it's usually...
It's often those who can least afford to lose.
Yeah.
Which is why financial literacy and understanding risk...
Super important.
Absolutely crucial.
Especially with
something as volatile as meme coins.
Speaking of money...
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about... That reported... $32 billion market cap
number
for TrumpCoin.
Yeah.
But a lot of the Redditors you sent over are questioning that number.
They're right to be skeptical.
Yeah, why is that?
Because market cap in the crypto world, especially with meme coins, can be incredibly misleading.
So how's it calculated?
So it's calculated by multiplying the current price of the coin by the total number in circulation. But that doesn't necessarily reflect
just because
the actual value. They say there's that many.
Or the amount of money
out there
actually invested.
Doesn't mean people are actually
that's still theoretical.
Putting money into it.
It's a lot of smoke and mirror.
So could that $32 billion figure be inflated?
It's highly likely. Remember we talked about how one wallet reportedly holds 80%?
Right. 80%?
Of the TrumpCoin coins. So that means a huge chunk of that market cap
is based on
the hypothetical value
coins that may have never even
of those coins
been traded,
which may have never actually been traded.
It's like a mirage.
It's like a mirage
in the desert.
You see it from afar.
You think it's water.
You think it's water,
but it's not.
But as you get closer, you realize it's an illusion.
A very expensive illusion.
A potentially very expensive illusion.
That's why it's so important
to look beyond the headlines
right,
and really understand
the
mechanics of these investments.
Don't be fooled by
flashy
numbers or promises.
By flashy numbers or promises of overnight riches.
That's great advice.
It's good life advice.
For any investment.
Yeah.
Don't let FOMO, fear of missing out.
You're missing out, yeah.
Cloud your judgment.
Don't let it.
Take a step back and say,
take a step back.
Is this too good to be true?
Ask yourself, is this too good to be true?
And if you're not sure,
yeah,
there's no shame in talking to a financial advisor.
Talking to a financial professional, they can help you understand your risk tolerance.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about these Reddit discussions is that there's this sense of unease. Even among some of Trump's supporters.
Trump's supporters, interesting.
There seems to be this growing awareness that this is
pushing boundaries.
Pushing boundaries. Yeah.
That's a very astute observation.
We're seeing comments expressing concern.
Concern about what?
About potential conflicts of interest. The potential for
foreign influence.
And just like
the erosion
of ethical norms. One user even brought up Jimmy Carter. Telling his peanut
farm
to
avoid even the appearance.
Of impropriety.
Wow. That really highlights.
It really does highlight
how much the political landscape has changed and how expectations around ethical behavior, especially when it comes to finances, have shifted. It's a different world.
And it raises questions about for the future of our democracy. If we allow our leaders to...
If we allow this type of...
engage in this type of
blatant self-dealing, what message does that send?
It's a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope.
We're already seeing
a loss of
trust in institutions. Increased political polarization. A growing sense of
disillusionment.
And
the TrumpCoin might seem like just another
crazy story.
Bizarre story.
But it's actually a symptom.
It's a symptom.
Of a much deeper problem.
And
I think one of the
concerning
things is the potential for foreign entities.
Ooh, foreign entities.
To use this coin. To anonymously influence Trump. Imagine
a scenario where a hostile government
buys
a large amount.
A ton of TrumpCoin.
Driving up the price. Would that create a sense of obligation?
Right. Would
that compromise
his ability.
His ability to act in the best interest of the country.
It sounds like something out of a spy thriller.
A spy thriller,
right?
Wow. But these are real concerns that national security experts,
legitimate concerns,
former intelligence officials are voicing.
Wow.
It's getting harder and harder to distinguish between legitimate investments and these covert attempts.
Covert attempts to
exert influence.
That's scary.
It is scary.
What can we do?
To protect ourselves?
I mean,
We need to be vigilant. We need to be aware of the potential for manipulation. We need to
question everything.
Question our assumptions. And demand transparency.
Demand transparency.
From our leaders.
From our leaders, yeah.
We can't afford to be complacent.
Complacent, no.
No.
These Reddit threads are just this...
It's a fascinating window.
Fascinating window into
how people are
processing all
this. We see anger, cynicism, hope,
even dark humor.
Dark humor.
It's clear that this has touched a nerve.
It's touched a nerve.
And forced people to
confront
some uncomfortable truths.
And it's a reminder that even in a world of memes and instant gratification, actions have consequences. So what can we do about it?
Yeah, what can we do about it?
Well, for starters,
yeah,
educate ourselves.
Okay.
Read reputable news sources. Engage in thoughtful discussions.
Don't just get in the...
Challenge misinformation.
Twitter wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold our elected officials accountable.
Right.
Demand transparency.
Support policies that promote... ethical behavior.
That promote ethical behavior and protect our democratic institutions.
And most importantly, we can't be passive bystanders.
Right. We need to be active.
Active and engaged.
Engaged citizens. Yeah. And we need to speak out against corruption.
Yeah.
Stand up for our values.
And demand better. From our leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a quote from a Reddit user named Logically Fearological.
Okay.
That stood out to me.
What did they say?
They wrote, the TrumpCoin is a complete grift. 80% being held by insiders. Totally not a scam.
That's funny.
It's sarcastic.
Yeah.
But it highlights how absurd.
Yeah, how absurd this situation is.
This whole thing is.
We need to find a way.
We need to find ways to stay informed and engaged without becoming overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's easy to just get sucked into all the negativity.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
But it's essential.
But it's essential for
our well-being.
Our well-being and
the health
of our democracy.
We
all have a role to play.
We do.
We can choose to be informed and engaged citizens.
Hold our leaders
accountable.
Yeah.
And make our voices heard.
Yeah.
We can create a more just equitable and sustainable future.
We started this deep dive.
We did.
Talking about meme coins.
And
now
we've ended up talking about
ethics,
democracy,
the future,
and the future of our country.
It
just shows
how it's all connected.
Yeah, how interconnected.
It's all connected.
Both these issues are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there's always
hope.
There are always people working to make a difference.
Yeah.
Challenge the status quo.
And create a better
world.
Yeah.
We just need to find them.
Connect with them. Yeah.
And amplify their voices. That's a powerful reminder.
We're not alone.
Yeah, we're not alone.
We have each other.
And
we have the power to create change. It's not always easy. But it's always worth fighting for.
You know, it's interesting how this whole TrumpCoin thing has reignited the debate.
Oh, absolutely.
Around cryptocurrency regulation. A lot of folks in these Reddit threads are pointing to this as a prime example of...
We need stricter rules.
Why we need stricter rules.
Yeah.
Especially to prevent...
Market manipulation. Protect investors.
Yeah.
For sure.
It really makes you wonder.
It does make you wonder.
If our existing financial regulations are even equipped to handle
the unique challenges of this decentralized
world
and rapidly evolving
of cryptocurrency.
It's a whole new beast.
Yeah. Especially with the possibility, however remote, of this TrumpCoin becoming intertwined with the U.S. economy. You know, some people are even speculating about
I've seen those threads.
It being linked to the proposed crypto reserve.
A lot of folks calling that
a lot of people are saying that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
What happens when...
That's the question, right? Yeah.
What happens when that line
Yeah, where's the line?
Between personal financial gain and national interest becomes blurred.
How can we even be sure?
Right. How can we be sure
that our leaders are acting in the best interests of the country?
In the best interests of the country.
And not just
their
own wallets.
Own wallets, yeah.
These are questions that I think that go way beyond.
Extend far beyond.
This TrumpCoin.
The Trump egg coin itself,
it's a bigger issue.
It's a much bigger issue. And it's not just about
And it's not just
domestic politics either.
Domestic, no.
We're seeing concerns about
foreign
governments or entities potentially using this coin
to exert influence
on Trump.
On Trump, yeah.
Anonymous donations.
Untraceable transactions. It's a recipe.
It's a recipe for
potential corruption.
Corruption on a global scale.
This is
It's a reminder that
this is a sobering
financial systems, no matter how innovative or decentralized, are still susceptible
they're not immune
to manipulation and exploitation.
And that's why
that's what's so important. It's so important to have these conversations.
To shine a light.
To shed light.
On these vulnerabilities.
And
to demand
accountability.
From our leaders.
Absolutely.
So let's bring it back to you.
Okay.
The listener.
What does this mean?
What does all of this mean?
For you in your everyday life.
Even if you're not.
Invested in cryptocurrency.
Or deeply involved in politics.
This
situation, I think, is
a wake-up call.
Yeah, we live in a world
where
misinformation
overload,
and money
moves so fast.
Moves at lightning speed.
Yeah.
So it's more important than ever to hone
what can we do?
Your critical thinking skills.
Okay, critical thinking.
Question what you see and hear. Be wary.
Don't just believe.
Of anything that seems...
Anything you read.
Too good to be true,
yeah.
Whether it's a meme coin,
a political campaign,
a get-rich-quick scheme,
or
even just a
seemingly
amazing deal. Yeah.
Always do your research.
Think for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
To
ask questions.
knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Is your best defense
against
being manipulated.
Yeah.
And it's the foundation of a healthy, functioning democracy. So stay curious.
Stay informed.
Stay engaged.
Stay engaged.
As we've been exploring these Reddit threads, one thought keeps coming back to me.
Okay, what's that?
We've focused a lot on the potential downsides.
Yeah, the downsides.
Of the Trump and P coin.
Right?
And for good reason.
But
there's also...
But could there be...
a potential upside.
An upside to this?
A glimmer of hope, I think.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
That's worth considering.
Tell me more.
So this whole situation,
yeah,
as messy and unsettling as it is,
right, as messy as it is,
could act as a catalyst for positive change. Okay. It's illuminating the need
for greater
transparency.
Yeah.
In our financial system.
Stronger ethical standards.
So stronger ethical standards
for our leadership.
In our leadership and for a more informed and engaged citizenry, yeah.
So you're saying that the Trump and P coin,
it's a symptom,
while being a symptom
of a problem,
is also forcing us to confront it,
that problem head on.
Yeah,
it's forcing us to have these difficult conversations, challenge our assumptions,
and demand better.
From our leaders.
And from ourselves. Maybe this is the wake-up call.
Maybe it is.
This is the push.
That leads us to
demand
a system.
That's more just.
Well, equitable and more accountable. It's possible.
Well, on that.
Cautiously optimistic note.
I think we've reached the end.
Of our
deep dive into the Trump MP coin saga. But this is just the beginning. Of the conversation. We encourage you
to keep exploring
these issues.
Share your thoughts.
Join the debate. Yeah, the future is ours to shape.
Is ours to shape.
And it all starts with being
informed, engaged,
and ready to challenge.
The status quo.
Status quo.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Remember,
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
And the pursuit of truth.
And the pursuit of truth is a journey.
We take together.